Okay, so I thought I'm just gonna talk and then have just be comfortable speaking because then people will get a little more used to how I speak and won't be taken by surprise when you see me doing something that you're not used to see me do. For example, talk in babies or talk in or make sudden big movements or make faces, and then you'll be wondering, why are you like this? Because you get used to this is how I speak, kind of like my range of I can't say naughtankies, but then you would say my range of doings, pauses, talk. I sometimes talk big, and people are concerned with how much I speak and how much little I speak, or how clear I am or not. So you kind of get a little range of how I speak. Then it becomes easy for me to just convey what I have to say. Yeah? And then we all have a healthy, wealthy, wise life. Communication has apparently been a challenge, but then I've been studying so many people, so many kinds of, there are at least male, female, and now we have the gender spectrum. Yeah? And then there is autism, and then there is, WHO's list of diseases. Yeah? And then there are groups and networks, religions, communities accordingly, many, many groups and communities. And then we have nationalities, skin color, food habits, yeah, the kind of science they study. Let's just go with how many kinds of yoga they do, yeah, how all they exercise, and what is the right thing by which to live life. What is God, or what is devil, or demon, or what is light, what is dark. We have a whole lot of range. I can keep going on with the list. So, me communicating appropriately to a ideal target audience. My target audience is a person with a body that's human and alive. Yeah? And we have so many kinds of humans. I was telling this to my friend. You know, it's about human beings and, the condition of being human. And they're saying there are so many kinds of humans. How are you going to deal with this? And then I just reduced it to the smallest unit, smallest possible unit. A human being at least has a head, neck, trunk, um, at least up to the pelvis, plus or minus legs. Yeah, for an alive person, they at least have a head, neck, trunk. Yeah. Now, and then I'm speaking to a person with legs, considering that there could be plus or minus, and then there could be existential angst from there. But for a live person, from there, let's talk humanese. A friend of mine was saying I should be talking humanese. That got me really thinking because we have so many languages and we don't know humanese. We either know malese, like male, femalese, female language, and now we have gender spectrum, and then so we have so many languages. We don't know humanese. Yeah, so I might as well just speak my language. Yeah, how I speak. And since I have been studying so many kinds of people, one or the other kind of these people will get one or the other bits of information or aspect about what I'm talking. And as I'm speaking, together we will get more informed, we will become more intelligent, more knowledgeable. Yeah, since human is not quite so understood. Because if we really did, we wouldn't have WHO's list of diseases. Because that's how simple or complex. Let's just say simple. Because we are having a lot of complex. Now let's just talk about some simple things. Yeah? This simple may take a little while because I will post a picture. This may seem from the Indian idea of gods and goddesses, but it's just one picture which ancient people have drawn and passed on through generations. And I think that's at least the shape of a human body. Yeah? And we have even multiple personality concerns because we don't know the shape of a human body. Yeah? And then, over and above that, I come to the shape of my body. Now what that means is, inside every identity, there is an experiencer of life. I call it as me. Yeah, me. Me inside the I, different identities, personalities, and so many things. Let's just say the shape of a human body, like with the Dashavatara, light and dark versions. So you'll have like, let's say 16, or we have more than that. Yeah. And there could be personality clashes between this. And then, who am I to be big? Maybe one of the concerns. And since unless you kind of figure out who you are and what you have, and you're a stardust, tiny twinkly. If you have the twinkle in your eye, very nice. If that has gone a little dull, then you need to keep the yellow up. Yeah, the light up. Yeah. And it's not about, oh, fake it till you make it. You got to keep cleaning the yellow. Otherwise it becomes yellow, dirty fellow. Yeah, and then you become a little dull and adult. Yeah. So my attempt is to try and get the yellow all bright and nice and shiny. Yeah, light. Keep the light up. So the cycle, dynamo, can maintain the life. The light of love and all that nice. Otherwise, you have WHO's list of diseases. Okay, more than that. You need to keep the light on, hope. Yeah, because, Andromeda Galaxy is in different stages of merging with the Milky Way. Yeah, which means life is moving forward. We didn't hear about this before. Life is moving forward because now there is opportunity by which we can make life better because of the work that I'm doing. I'm healing the fabric of time-space, and this is the original humane intelligence. Okay. Basically, that means it requires something to keep the light of love alive because love heals wounds over time. Since the Big Bang, there have been different attempts to have life be sustainably present in such a way that we live in the fabric of time-space. And what all has been the cause for it? Let's just say abuse has been one of the causes. Yeah? The Shiva trilogy talks about a female being violated by a demon-like character. Yeah? And that haunted the Shiva character. Quite often he would have nightmares. Yeah? Now consider our relationship with our own self is not as well as it needs to be, which is when sex becomes a concern and not love. Yeah? Now, in Kolkata, there has been another example of how the clear was not as clear. Yeah? And that reminded me again of the Shiva trilogy. Yeah? And so this is not new. They even say prostitution is one of the oldest profession, which means something is not in place. Our relationship with ourselves is not as well as it needs to be. And I have been thinking about the matter of being human, humane, alive, in love, and being married to life. Marriage. What has a marriage go astray is again sex. Yeah? But more importantly, your love and relationship to self. So I'm talking about some very fundamental basics by which harmony in life, in a domestic life, which when goes a little off is when you have antisocial elements showing up. Yeah? Including people standing with guns. So now they are not asking for help because they have been through all of this and now whoever is the cause for it. Yeah? And they may be making big noises or not, but it's like people asking for help by not asking for help, and if somebody hears me, they would also be angry because I'm saying it this way. But where does all of this begin from? I've been watching movies, let's just take the example of, I would say Mr. Kasab, yeah, Mumbai, he was found with a gun in the streets of Mumbai. And I read a story where his story starts from Pakistan, and a young boy who was expected to earn, yeah, and he earned 1,000 rupees and a sack of rice in exchange for training to be a militant. And he didn't know that, but he earned 1,000 rupees and a sack of rice. And then I began to start thinking about the condition of being a boy, a male of the societal species, yeah, and what pressures a male goes through versus a female, yeah. Different, it's like two species, male and female, keeping together on one planet. In our homes, domestic homes, it's a husband and wife, mother, father, who take care of our domestic concerns, of the family being, I thought, was the smallest unit of a society, until I came to discover that a person is the smallest unit of the society. A family is the second smallest unit. And harmony within our own body is what makes sure we are not having diseases. And then the family dynamics is also a representation of the ease, harmony versus dis-ease, which then shows up in the interpersonal dynamics. And then antisocial elements comes from when there's the harmony is a little more than a little off, yeah. So much so that the community needs to then pay attention, and policing, the law, different religions, and the schooling system, and many punishment. I'm alluding to the punishment bit. Is all different ways of trying to bring order in many aspects of why things have been the way they are or have become the way they are. And we have WHO list of diseases in different stages of being reduced, and the causes are being analyzed, paid attention to by different factions of our society. The simple, the human, has not been seen in perspective. Now I'm saying this, you may need to go back and forth on the video, yeah, because I'm not saying a small little thing. So, but you may be already used to me talking big things and maybe a lot of things. Maybe I should pause and then give you a chance for another video. But I could do that too. But I would like to touch upon the shape of my body. Yeah, so there is a human body that I refer to as the, Dashavatara, Dashami, yeah, kind of. Okay. There is the light self personas, and there's a dark self personas, yeah, so many. Like the light photon, dark photon, okay. Science people are still searching for dark photon. And then I'm talking about Dashavatara and Dashami, yeah, where if you take the idea of the Ardhanarishwar, Shiva and Parvati is said to be, I cannot really say like Russian dolls, one inside the other, no. It's like one is the other, two sides of the same coin. But it's more like one could be the other, that way, yeah? So, where you're sometimes seeing things as one, it's more like the perspective, the light from which you're seeing things, yeah? Now, why I say this is because some people would like to see as, a female version because they're all comfortable with the female version, or some like to see like the male version because they have a problem with the mother or the female, and so they cannot consider God, yeah, as a female because they'll have a problem. They have a lot of internal strife about it. So depending on how you'd like to see things, the truth is there, and then there is your perspective on it. So do you see the whole picture or not? So we have the idea of Hatha Yoga. There is a day and night, there is a light and dark, there is a visible and invisible, and then it's about how much you're able to see and not able to see. Yeah? And you have a perspective, that doesn't mean the other side is not there. You see things from one side, and there is the other side to it. You call it the pros and cons. Yeah? You can make mighty decisions based on just one little thing and miss out on a whole world of difference from what you don't know, which could rule the world, yeah, from what you don't know. So it is important to pay attention to both sides of the equation, and there is a male and female, or nature and nurture. So there is two, like 0 and 1, and then I'm saying 0 and 1 is two sides of the same coin, yeah. So there is both. So we have 3 now. 0, 1, and 0, 1. Okay, 3, 3. Yeah. I cannot really say clear because you have, it's like white and black and clear, the idea of the yin yang and the clear. Yeah, that is. And then there is degree of quality of the black and white. Now you could have the black is black or something like black, or you could have white is white or something like white, and the clear is clear or something from translucent to opaque to, yeah, transparent. Perspective. So there is versions in the 3 itself, and I haven't even begun speaking about the rainbow. Yeah. So we got lifelong learning, but once you get some of the basics, some of your existential angst will settle, and we won't have, for example, multiple personality disorder concerns, because you have a little more perspective on what you know, what you don't know. Yeah. And we commonly know some things and some things we don't know. Yeah. At least WHO's, some of the list of diseases will come down, is what I'm thinking. Because a lot of people will start thinking along certain lines. Yeah. And then we will have our systems more aligned with addressing commonly multiple things. Because we haven't really had an occasion to think about the shape of a human being. It's like, yeah, given that, no. Yeah. It wasn't time maybe for us to earlier to consider about this, because, well, I was not thinking about all of this earlier. Neither did all of anybody else have occasion to think about it. It's like at some point agriculture came up, because anytime people were eating. Yeah, there were hunters, gatherers, and at some point they started eating. And then at some point they started cultivating, and then the method of cultivation, agriculture, came up. And then they were also exchanging goods, barter system. And at some point, maybe just exchanging little coins will make more sense. It's easier to carry. Money came up. Yeah, it's a simple version of so many complex to simple solutions. And then we have paper and many kinds of communication, artwork and all of that, to computer. Yeah, you don't have to need many papers. One text, and then you can write and you can save some, and that makes it efficient. And then internet, one computer to another computer. Exchanging becomes easier. Yeah, communication became easier. And then we have so many languages. We're still dealing with many aspects of it. But at least over time, with all the colonization and all that, we have at least English, more or less, as a common language across boundaries. Yeah? Guess how long that took? Yeah, a lot of human history and her story. Yeah, kids and seniors, and everybody have an experiential version of all of this. Yeah? So we have at least English, one language. Yeah? And then there is so many languages having their own little colors on English. We also have Charpoy, and then we have Jamevu. Yeah? We also have Joie de vivre. Yeah? So we got lots of many small little words which kind of instantly connects with a certain experience, a certain thought. And they're all kind of little, it's like a little juice in water, or a little flavor to give a certain kind of a substance to water. But it's like English, like water, and water is used in many ways. Yeah, many water even forms ice and also vapor. And then we have many language and how we speak it. So English itself has many versions. Now, I have been studying many fields, science and accounts and what have you, languages and health and disease and male and female and many, yeah, nature and flowers and insects and all of that stuff. And all of this, I have one language in which to communicate. It's just simple, easier. And then computer, over the internet, on a computer. Yeah, so I'm using that which evolution has taken some time to make it simple by which to communicate. So my work is coming after so many fields of study. And I happen to be thinking about all that there is from a new perspective. Yeah, a little out of the box. So to see if you You cannot really see the problem from within the problem. So you need a little outside in perspective. And then I don't know how much of outside in I did, but then I have been doing this reverse transcription thing, and I kind of reverse transcribed it all the way to before the Big Bang. Yeah. And then from there, when you look at it, it's like, this is not how we actually put the Lego pieces together. We're kind of working towards one thing. We haven't really seen why is life moving the way it is. It's kind of like once it's all figured out, then it becomes easier for us to now move forward. Now that the cause and several things that is needed is in place. For example, we need to keep the yellow on. Yellow, yellow, dirty fellow. Since the Big Bang, there is one galaxy that is about 300 million light years since the Big Bang. It formed about 300 million light years since the Big Bang. That's the news I read. Where it has probably more dark material, by which there is a rapid production of baby stars. Yeah? And I'm thinking, so the dark has not been figured out, and we are still looking at different aspects of what is dark matter, what is the black hole at the center of the galaxy, and the Dark Lord, and we have different ideas about what is dark. We may even be afraid. Yeah. For example, when you're, say, painting something, some people I've noticed are afraid of even touching the black color, because it's like like negative. So we have differential association with this color black. Yeah, with the idea of dark and black and night. Yeah, night. Yeah. So we prefer the day because we can see, and night is apparently we can't see because there's a lot of unknown. Now, Earth, pale blue dot, light, alive planet. Other planets, the whole big wide universe is all kind of apparently, there are other planets, all twinkly stars and planets, but otherwise it's largely kind of dark. Yeah, and we don't know space. Yeah. Now I have figured out space from a new context, so it makes it easier for us to put the Lego pieces, the higgledy-piggledy. I've been saying a construct of reality is a little higgledy-piggledy. It's not how it needs to be, and we are dealing with challenges from not knowing how things really are. And I'm saying reality is so much better than fantasy. And our fantasy also has nightmares and whatnot, yeah. Epic stories, and I'm thinking, that's not how it is, yeah. It's not so scary, yeah. And we all have, oh boy, really fantastic imagination. No wonder people are also drinking tea, coffee, alcohol, smoking, hallucinatories, and no wonder they're coming up with such kind of ideas. It's also because of the food people eat and lack of several perspectives about what reality is. In figuring out what the heck is life and reality and all that existential angst. Why are we here and what are we doing here? A lot of unknowns. Yeah. So I've kind of covered all of that. Yeah. And now I'm in different stages of making this available known, so life becomes easier, simple. And WHO's list of diseases can come down. And Andromeda Galaxy is in different stages of merging with Milky Way Galaxy. So we got to learn to keep the light on. Babies. There's also apparently birth rate concerns across different countries. Consider that that's because we don't know how to keep the yellow up. The yellow bright and shiny. We go a little dull. And then we are having existential concerns. We are in dukkha. Yeah? So to maintain the sukha and to maintain the sthira sukha, we need to figure out the shape of a human body, our own body, and the shape of my body. Like when you're listening to this, try saying the shape of my body. Yeah? That me, the person who's listening to this, who's watching this, who has a body that's human and alive. I'm talking about that person. Yeah? Me. You can point to yourself like this and say me. I'm talking about me as a example, like a representative. Yeah? Like a namuna. Yeah? Like an example. So you can kind of try and see, you could have a male body, female body, child, senior. Yeah? You have a body that's human. I'm talking about that me. Yeah? And I have an enterprise to document different aspects of me, my concerns, my world, my concerns. So then you can figure out different aspects of your life and live life healthy, wealthy wise, sustainably, sanely, with common sense. And it's not so difficult. We just have to learn how to keep the light on, love and care on, and then love heals wounds over time. Yeah. And then there is about doing the right things. So when you're doing the right things, the love and life and health and wealth and wisdom and all stays on. Yeah. So doing the right things may have been, I don't know which is the right thing, which way to go. So there are solutions for that also through what I'm making available. Yeah. Through my suite of solutions. Yeah. My suite of solutions. Now, more like an example, typical, yeah, for you to then, it's kind of like a template, a little bit, little perspectives, yeah, for an example. And then you can see how much it suits with your life and your development. And then you can, it's not plug in, it's more like resonate with, okay, this connects, you're in this stage of development, you have so much more to go before you can arrive at what I'm talking about. So when you can recognize which stage of development you are, or which part of the story you connect with, then you'll be able to recognize, oh, I'm in this stage of development. And then I have so much more to cover. Yeah? I'm talking about, there's this idea of Merukamba. Yeah? Like, there's a Shri Yantra, Shri Chakra, adhika mele. Yeah? There is Merukamba. Okay, more like, that's like the dark. We don't know about that. Yeah, but, and then the Shri Chakra is kind of like the light bit of it. The light. The Merukamba it would more be like the heavy and the dark. And it's dark because it's so heavy. Yeah. Considers like the spaceship kind of. Well, okay, that may be a little too much to consider. Okay, let's handle right now, because so I'm saying Mary stem, but I'm also saying Shri Chakra. Yeah, light, but it's also health, wealth, wisdom. Yeah, sustainable health, wealth, and wisdom. So there's a system. Let's just consider it's more like we have Earth, and Earth is spherical, round, spherical. Yeah, and when we are keeping the light and dark, the light photon, dark photon, light, day, night, yeah, visible, invisible, together in a fine way, we have it like Earth, spherical, all alive and beautiful and all nice, yeah. So even if there is the Andromeda galaxy in different stages of merger with the Milky Way galaxy, and there are other galaxies too, when the time is right, yeah, and we learn to keep the light on, yeah, then slowly, the universe then lives like Earth, like spherical. And people have been calling it the Earth-centric model of the universe. Yeah, there have also been reference. So they say it is old notion. But consider, life is only found on Earth. So in the perspective of life, Earth-centric model of the universe makes sense. And then there is the sun, the heliocentric model, where the sun is at the center, and then you have the Milky Way galaxy, where sun is part of the Milky Way galaxy, and Milky Way galaxy is part of another bigger system. Yeah, so there is that. So that is more the objective view of it. Yeah. So from an objective perspective, there is a heliocentric model. Yeah, and the galaxy, and yeah, that way. Spirals. Yeah, fractals. From a life perspective, we have the Earth-centric model, because life is only found on Earth, and we have been searching for life since some time. But what has been missing is, why is it so? Why have we found life only on Earth? Yeah, if there are considerations of many things, why have we not found sustainable life? Or why have we not seen anything other than this? It's because there's something that's happening on Earth which is not happening anywhere else. Yeah, and is not happening as well as it's happening on Earth, if so. So we have the advantage And we have something more. Me. Yeah? Me, the new development in maintaining life, healthy, wealthy, wise. Yeah? So me, like the internet came at one point in time, agriculture, money, computer. Similarly, this is a new. Yeah? Like we have the idea of the matrix, the entire matrix, and how is it all. So I'm like neo. Yeah, new. And I'm also like oxygen. Yeah? This color is also kind of representative. Oh, kind of like that. Yeah, chartreuse. A little bit. Yeah? And when there is oxygen, life more breathes healthier naturally. Yeah? So it's a perspective. So I have a course called Healthier Natural Breathing for us to be able to breathe as a human being. Ancient texts have said a human body is made of at least 49 kinds of vayu. Now, vayu has tended to be called as air, but let's consider that there is air and anti-air. Like we have particle and antiparticle. And both is important, like the visible and the invisible is necessary for digestion. Yeah, otherwise digestion doesn't really happen as well because there is libido and estrodo. Yeah, both is necessary to maintain the harmony. Yeah, and then when people are say eating non-veg, fish and eggs, that tips the balance a little to one side versus the other, and sustainability of life goes a little more difficult. Yeah, it's not just about difficult, it changes the dynamics in a way that it's kind of like you're more in contemplation, you got to still do more homework, you still have to figure out many things. Yeah, and when you're able to go beyond certain habits, for example, your alcohol, your smoking, or your meat consumption, fish consumption, your egg consumption, something becomes possible which does not become possible. For example, if you're drinking alcohol, you would need, say, you could have a hangover, and then you need to go beyond that to be able to then see things clearly. Yeah. Similarly, something is not possible when you continue to do this. Yeah. So slowly it may take a little while for you to go beyond the substance abuse, the substance of the person that is human, like the clear jelly kind. Yeah. That substance could get a little contaminated, abused from what we are putting into our body. Like the water is not clear enough. Yeah. If you're having alcohol, then you're not as clearly thinking. You're a little inebriated. Yeah. Similarly, the substance of our body getting abused by the things what we eat and how we take care of our health and how we interact with people and all of that is all different kinds of substance abuse. And WHO's list of diseases, this talk is a list from what all kinds of substance abuse, the substance of a human being, substance, like men and women of substance, yeah, maybe getting a little affected because of how much we are not able to maintain the substance, the maturity and the sustainability. We're having diseases that much, we need to restore the substance. Yeah. So that's why I tend to call it as an abusive economy and healthy economy. Where healthy is you're learning to heal, and then there is degree of healing. Otherwise, there is the abuse continues. The Shiva trilogy is talking about how the clear, yeah, a woman was abused by a demonic characters. What the Shiva trilogy is talking about. So, a relationship with ourselves, with sex, with intimacy, it's talking volumes about one basic going off of where it needs to be. The Jungle Book, yeah, Mowgli, the Jungle Book, yeah, there's this animation series, has the boy wearing a chaddi, underwear, yeah, that's a basic fabric, yeah. Some of our basics, intimacy, for example, creation, preservation, destruction, kind of like the three holes inside the chaddi, inside the underwear, yeah. Our relationship with creation, preservation, destruction is a little off also because we don't know our basics. And intimacy is one of the fundamental basics. Yeah? And our intimacy with food, with water, with rest, with work, with fun, with cleaning, have their own effects in our everyday relationship with ourselves, with our family members, with society, with religion, with God, demon, name it. Yeah, nature, nurture, name it. And I'm bringing some more clarity on this matter with the topic of intimacy. I know a lot of people go a little, you shouldn't talk about this. No, these are all, hush matters. But when you consider the kind of abuses and how we even treat ourselves and the kind of domestic concerns, there was this movement that started called the Red Dot movement, Red Dot Revolution, I suppose, yeah, which is to talk about domestic violence and some of the causes for it. There are people with guns talking about, we got to do something. So we're beginning from our everyday homes, and our body, our human body, is our first home. At least our relationship with our own body as a first home, and then slowly our relationship with our immediate family, and then a community, a society. We have an entire chain of it. Immediate family, and then we have extended family, and then we have friends, and then we have acquaintances, and then we have our religious affinities, and then we have our communities, and then we have our nationality, and then we have our continent, and then we have Earth. Galat. Okay, let's just, we also have male and female. Yeah, our relationship with masculine, feminine. We got lots of paradigms of thinking from which to arrive at a common. Which is why I say the shape of my body. Yeah? So we have the light and dark, and then we have Dashavatara and Dashami. Yeah? Like the tetragrammaton. Yeah? We have the light self and the dark self, and then the masculine and the feminine self. Yeah? That's like tetragrammaton. Yeah. Gurdjieff's fourth way, they tend to call it as Mama, Papa, Bebe, Idio. That's also tetragrammaton, but that can be transposed over this one. But it just got bigger, I know. But let's keep it simpler, because WHO's list of diseases is talking about some very essential basics, like a chaddi, underwear, basic fabric of time space. That really got it. And then from there we will add one dress, one little thing, and then the whole human will be seen in perspective. Yeah, our condition of being human. Yeah, and the fabric of time space gets more healed, and then all our society is more functioning. A decent, normal, ordinary, harmonious life with humanity across boundaries, with our clothes, a fabric which has taken a long time since Adam and Eve to come to the quality it is, yeah, to the quality it could be. Let's heal the fabric of time space. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this gives another perspective. It might take a little back and forth, but something is better said, something is better heard, and something is better discussed than it is not. Yeah. I hope this gives you pause for thought. Do contact me, and we will continue this conversation at a level that may not have been even thought of as possible or needing to be thought about. Yeah, the level that we may not have even thought as needing to be dialogued about. Thank you so much for listening. Good day.